What's going on, guys? Dante here with TRMR, Talking Runs and Making Runs, a pool channel that's dedicated to helping the beginning player or the novice player get better at their game. I have 3 tips that I'm going to share with you that will improve your game. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. Hit that bell icon and leave me a comment and let me know how I'm doing. So without further ado, let's get on the table and see how we can help your game. Here we have the 1 ball, 1 diamond up, 1 diamond over. The cue ball is going to be 1 diamond over and 2 diamonds up table. This gives us a small angle. We're going to practice hitting center English on this cue ball with a medium stroke. You're going to remember where that ball hit the rail and you're going to mark it with a piece of chalk. Reason being is because you want to see if you're consistently hitting the same way each time. And as you can see, once you've done this a couple times, you will be hitting the same spot each time because now you have consistency. You can play around with it and try to hit it softer. You'll still generally go for that piece of chalk in the same spot as long as you're hitting center English. You can hit it even harder and it's still going to track to that piece of chalk. Same thing, still hitting center English. What happens when you put a tip or a half a tip of bottom? You'll see that you'll actually go down table a bit, almost to the second diamond. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue to shoot with a tip or a half a tip of bottom to see if we are consistent with our stroke to hit that spot. Do this a couple times. And what we're trying to do is this again have a sense of consistency. Now let's say that we have the 8 ball frozen to the 10 and we need to break it out. If we hit it just center, we're going to miss it. But if we put that half a tip to the tip down, we break it out and create a shot for us on the 8 ball. My second tip is knowing whether to hit top, bottom, or center. In the same scenario, we're going to go ahead and hit top on this and a little bit more aggressive, a little bit harder than medium stroke. And as we can see that the cue ball just rebounds and stays pretty much in this side of the table. In this scenario right here, if I chose to put half a tip or a tip of bottom, I know that I'm going to hit that second diamond up table and the cue ball is going to track away from this end of the table, which is not good. Now I can go ahead and shoot this nice and easy, nice and soft, and slow roll it into the pocket at pocket speed, but there's a lot of things that could happen that might mess up that shot, especially if you don't know the table. So why not go ahead and hit this with top and a medium stroke, or slightly more aggressive than a medium stroke. If you already know that the cue ball is going to track and stay on this end of the table and pretty much end up in the center, you're already set up for a good angle at the 8 ball. My third and final tip to improve your game is power and understanding what happens to that power. If I'm trying to stop the ball and I shoot that with a medium stroke hitting center ball, I can stop it. Moving a diamond down, I'm going to go ahead and hit center ball once again, except I'm going to increase the power. And as you can see, I still stopped it generally in the same area. Again, adjusting for 3 diamonds down, I'm going to hit it even a little bit more harder so I can stop the ball. Now, moving back to the same first shot, if I take that power and I shoot it and I see that I roll back just a little bit, then I put a little bit of bottom. Now if I take that same shot, move it a diamond down and shoot it the same power, as you can see, that bottom has now transferred to top. And as it further goes down to 3 diamonds, if I shoot it again with the same type of power, it moves into a almost full forward shot. And that is what you need to be cognizant of when you shoot. Same with you when you put bottom on it. With this bottom shot and that amount of power with a medium stroke, I drew it back nice and easy. One diamond down, same power, same tip placement, it doesn't draw back as it did in the first shot. And then when you have it even further down to 3 diamonds, and you hit bottom with that same power, it turns into a stop shot, which incidentally some people who have been shooting for a long while, that's how they create their stop shots. They let the cue ball slide or have backspin until it reaches the ball and then it stops. But here's the dreaded ball hanging in the pocket, and when most new players think that they're going to put bottom on it but they don't hit it with the right speed or power, this is what happens. It slides backwards for a moment but turns into top, and that is a big no-no. So now let's put all these tips together, knowing where the cue ball is going to go, how hard to hit it, and whether to use bottom, top, or center. Using a center ball hit, knowing that this is going to hit the rail, I don't have to hit it very hard. A medium stroke is just enough. Assessing the 1, I see that I'm pretty straight on, so I can go ahead and just roll this nice and easy, center English, and the cue ball will only roll forward just a little bit so I don't follow it in. In assessing the 8 ball, know where to hit and see where it's going to hit off the rail. That way you can guesstimate where the cue ball is going to end up, and then choose where that cue ball is going to end up, somewhere in the center of the table, so that way you don't scratch. If you don't take any of these into account and you just fire away, you can lose control of that cue ball and give yourself a harder shot than you would like. Or shooting with the wrong type of shot, like follow or top on it, you can get behind the 1 ball. Even though that you can shoot it down table, and not seeing where you're going to hit the 8 ball, you can end up scratching. There you have it, 3 tips to work on. Know if you're consistent. If not, work on it until you are. Choose to hit top, center, or bottom after looking at the table and where you want to be on the table. And 3, how much power you want to use or need. We're all trying to get better, so get on the table and practice. And again, if you haven't done so, please subscribe. It's free. Hit that bell icon and leave me a comment. See you on the table.